Hello everyone, today I wanted to share with you some fun Egyptian mythology. This is research I did purely for the fun of it because I, as a late teenager, was obsessed with the show House of Anubis, which followed these kids at a boarding school and this Egyptian mystery that they were unpacking. There is a shoddy fire burn on the dance floor as we speak. That's why the alarms are going off at the moment. So watching House of Anubis, it really sparked my thoughts on what was real, what was made up for the show, which could be a whole other video, but what I wanted to talk about today was the story, where it all started for this Egyptian mythology, and it's just fucking insane, and I feel like everybody needs to hear it. So to start off this story, let's go over the Egyptian god and goddesses that will be in the story. We have Set, we have Nephthys, we have Osiris, and we have Isis. And before I get into anything, let me just preface this with they are all related, as in they are all siblings. So now that we know that, let's just also address that I'm assuming Nephthys and Isis are twins of some sort. I couldn't really get clarification on that. They're told their differences by their headdresses. So as far as their role as gods and goddesses, Set is a god of war and chaos, Nephthys is a funerary goddess, Osiris is the god of underworld and death, and Isis is a mother goddess, healing, magic. Okay, great. Now that we know that, let's get into the story. As I had mentioned, they are all siblings. And now that you know that, Set and Nephthys are a couple, and Isis and Osiris are a couple. Moving past that, okay? They're giving sister wives a whole other name here, truly. So here is the story. Nephthys allegedly goes in and seduces Osiris. Now, most of the legends say that she disguised herself as her sister Isis, which, like I said, they have different headdresses, so maybe that was much easier. Also, keep in mind these are gods and goddesses, so this is by no means going to be a logical story. So maybe she could just do some, I don't know, juju and make herself look like Isis, other than the fact that they were basically twins, from what I'm understanding. So the myth goes, Nephthys seduces Osiris, not her brother husband, but her sister's brother husband, okay? Keep that in mind. So the legend has it that she disguised herself as Isis to sleep with Osiris. Why? Who fucking knows? But essentially in this, we're assuming that Osiris doesn't know that it's Nephthys. So, Set comes home from the day, he notices a flower on the floor, and he's like, wait a second. This flower that's on the floor of my bedroom is the one that's typically in my brother Osiris's head. You know what I mean? That's suspicious. So I'm gonna assume that Osiris slept with my wife. Okay, I understand the anger and frustration there. There's a lot to unpack. Also, what's interesting in none of this was Nephthys held accountable for also doing this. Anyways, neither here nor there. There's too much to think about. There's too many factors that don't weave into the sense of a reality in this story. So obviously Set is upset at Osiris for sleeping with his wife, right? Now a lot of questions to ask here, right? We don't know what Nephthys's, it's weird to say, purpose of sleeping with the other brother husband was, but my biggest question is, okay, you're pretending to be Isis, right? As Nephthys. Why would Osiris and Isis be sleeping in Set and Nephthys' room? It's like my first number one question. What does their HQ look like? I would assume they all live in the same pyramid castle. Where did they live? Not a clue. That bit confuses me a little bit because it'd be like, why would they be in Set and Nephthys' room? Nevertheless, is this ever going to make sense? No, it's not. It's not. So Set was so upset. He decided he was going to throw a party. There are different tales of how this went down, but this one is the funniest. When there's not enough context, it's really funny. So essentially, Set is going to throw this party, and it's going to have a coffin in it. And whoever can fit into the coffin perfectly wins it. So I guess Set was out here measuring Osiris in his sleep, which is really funny. I just imagine a view of Osiris sleeping and then fucking Set coming down with his fucking measuring tape, making sure to get his exact length and everything. And so, you go to this party. Now, if I don't know how this party was advertised, but if I was getting an invitation to a party that was like, hey, see if you can fit in this coffin and you win it, I'm not going to that. This is a little bit different. This is not like the whole like sword, like King Arthur's sword thing where it's like whoever can pull it out is like the true champion, That maybe is the party I would attend. Not so much jumping into a coffin by any means. Also, would love to be in a fly on the wall at that party because Osiris attends the party, gets in the fucking coffin, fits perfectly, as expected. And boom. Okay, they shut the coffin on Osiris, lock that bitch up, take him down to the Nile River. I gotta give Set points for creativity, because that is a whole other level, truly. And I really want to know who was the crowd at this party. Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, these are gods and goddesses, so you are never going to, like, question what they're doing. But I would have just loved to have been a, like, audience member in that. I really would have. And was Set carrying the coffin of Osiris by himself? I mean, he was a god. He could have had that ultra strength. Or would, like, he had people doing it for him. I just have a lot of questions, is all. So next, Osiris is going down the fucking Nile River. All right. There was a baby because there wasn't birth control here. So Nephthys had Osiris's baby, obviously. That baby was Anubis. So they abandoned that baby, okay? So I guess it was like a bastard child. And Isis, okay, the one who was originally with Osiris, took over the care of Anubis, which, gotta give her creds, wouldn't do that. Would not take care of somebody else's baby from an affair that my husband had, but he didn't know he had necessarily. That's, the details are rocky. Needless to say, wouldn't be me. But we give Isis, she's a mother, first and foremost. So, makes sense that she would do that. So Isis wanted to go on the search for Osiris. But it's important to note that Osiris apparently, from what I understand, I don't really know if like he turned into a tree or his coffin was just in a tree. Didn't really make sense to me. Didn't look into it that much because I'm not fucking doing this for fucking A in a class. This is just for fun. So let's say in my head, I picture it as like a coffin got stuck in a tree. A king and queen in Byblos, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, said, hey, this looks pretty. Let's put it, in the center of our kingdom, I guess. And so Isis's idea was she was going to disguise herself as an old woman. She was going to befriend the nursemaids, eventually become a nursemaid to the young princes of that kingdom. Great. Now she's infiltrated the system. She's gone under disguise. She holds up the baby, okay? Imagine like baby Simba being held up, okay? And was going to burn him in a mystical fire to make him immortal. And obviously the king and queen came out horrified and were like, please do not do that. We will do anything for you. And she says, great, I am going to now reveal my true self and, give me the fucking tree with the coffin in it, I guess. So she gets Osiris. So she was hiding Osiris in the marshes of the Nile. I don't really know how the gods and goddesses are injured in here, but Isis had to go fetch some potions, herbs, whatever, to cure Osiris, fix him up. The problem was she let Nephthys know where she was hiding Osiris's body, which was not a good idea. Girl, she literally betrayed you and slept with your brother husband. Why would you trust her? Nevertheless, Set found that bitch anyways, and he said, I'm chopping that bitch to pieces. He's never coming back. I am now the rightful ruler. You will never get me. So now Nephthys feels bad. Isis comes back and she's like, well, Set fucking chopped him up and threw him all over the place. Now we gotta put the pieces back together like a puzzle. You know what I mean? So Nephthys and Isis go out. They find all of Osiris's body parts. That's great and wonderful. The one body part that they could not find was the penis. What happened to Osiris's penis? The question of the day. Allegedly, it was eaten by a fish. So sorry, Osiris. He lost his pee-pee. That's what you get, I guess, for sleeping with somebody else's wife. So anyways, however the fuck magic they used, Osiris was put back together. But apparently, whatever was happening, because he no longer had a penis, he can no longer be a rightful ruler to the regular world, and now he had to become the ruler of the underworld. Now, Isis also wanted to have a baby with Osiris, but being that he does not have a pee-pee anymore, she could not do that. So before Osiris descended into the underworld, Isis turned into a falcon And let me read this right. Flew around his body, drawing his seed into her own and becoming pregnant with a son, Horus. And then when Horus was born, she hid him in the marshes. She really loves the marshes of the Delta. And that time, Nepsis finally kept a fucking secret. Jesus, girl. After all you did, you caused all this. You were the domino fucking effect, girl. The least you could do is keep a damn secret. That is just fucking insane. They were really out here, truly doing the most. But guys, this is the mythology, anything Egyptian. This is where it started, okay? This is the OG, this is where it started. And I just find that hilarious. Like for me, I was so interested in Egyptian mythology because of House of Anubis, because of the mummy, which the mummy fucking scared me as a kid, but it was interesting. The concept of exploring a pyramid sounds really dope. The actuality of it, not so much. And especially mummies, like I don't want to deal with mummies and shit, you know what I mean? House of Anubis is really dope. I feel like season 2, when they have the tunnels, I want that. I want to go through that. I want like a House of Anubis escape room, like season 2 tunnels theme. I want that. Obviously the time has come and gone for that, truly. But that was it. That was just some Egyptian mythology I wanted to share with everybody today because I just think it's fucking hilarious. That was fucking wild.